Good afternoon, Floss Tube. It's Julie with Reflections Framing and Stitching. Today is Monday. It is the 17th of May, I believe, and this is Chart of the Week number 107. How are you today? Good. Glad to hear it. I'm well. It's been a cloudy, rainy couple of days, which is good because we got the yard aerated and seeded. Saturday morning, yeah. So this nice kind of gentle, misty rain has been really good for it and saves us money because we don't have to water then. We're trying to get the yard back into shape after removing the two big, I hated cutting them down, but we had two big maple trees that the roots had all come up and had totally decimated the yard, and the roots were hitting the foundation of the house because we have our house sits very close to the street. And so, you can't have roots hitting the foundation of your house. So they came down last year, and we've just had this big old mud pit since then. So we got it aerated, and then they overseeded, and fingers crossed that grass will grow. I don't know. There's a lot of roots still out there, even though we had it ground down as far as we could. They still can't get all the roots. So fingers crossed. So chart of the day today. First of all, thank you for all your kind responses to the last video. I'm glad that you all are okay with a chart of the week. So I'm going to do my best to get one out every Monday. As you can see, I'm here at the shop. I had a frame, just one, come in. And so I wanted to come in and get that done because that person has been waiting very patiently, and it's a very long story with that frame. Just to tell you how my luck goes. So I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for her frame to come in. And it was back ordered, of course. And so it came in maybe 2 weeks ago. And when I opened up the package and looked at the frame, I'm like, that is not the frame that I ordered at all. So I pulled the sample off the wall that I knew I had ordered, and I double checked to make sure I hadn't transposed numbers, because that can happen. I'm human. I make mistakes, and it can happen. I can transpose numbers sometimes, but I hadn't. What I had ordered, what was on the invoice, and what was on the back of the frame, they matched. But the description and the frame, it did not. So I quickly called the molding company, and I told the guy that, hey, I got this frame and it's nothing like it's supposed to be. And so he had me describe what it is I wanted. And he said, oh, that's supposed to be like what I ordered was, let's say, 9246. And what it was supposed to be labeled was 9426. So they had labeled it wrong. I had ordered it correctly, thank God, because I hate when I screw up. And he said, so you just keep that frame that came. It was nothing that was going to go with the piece. And I said, okay. And he said, but the problem is that the frame, now keep in mind, I've been waiting for probably 6 months for this frame. I don't know, let's just say 6 months. It's been something like that. And he said, so the frame that you want is now out of stock. I'm like, seriously? Like, seriously? And he said, how big was this again? And so I gave him the dimensions, and he said, well, I'll go in the back and I'll see if I can scrounge up enough to get the frame. But he said I wouldn't count on it. Now, keep in mind that molding companies are telling me that their average wait time to get moldings in is 200 days. So that's a long time. So I thought, well, I'll wait and see if the frame shows up. Well, it showed up. So he was able to cobble together a big enough molding for it, and it showed up Saturday. So I knew that I wanted to go ahead and get that taken care of. So I came in and I got that, and it'll be ready tomorrow when basically it's ready today, but I'm not going to call her today because I'm not here most of the day. So I will call her tomorrow when I'm here to, take her return call if she doesn't answer. Anyway, so that's how my let goes. I get something in, it's wrong, and then the one I really wanted is now out of stock. So that's just how it is anymore. So anyway, we're going to do the chart of the day. It's from La Di Da. It's called Sophia Church. It's a sweet little sampler. Looks something like that. It's not terribly huge. It's long, but it's not terribly tall. It's 300 by 126. The model was stitched on 36 count parchment from Weeks Dye Works. It uses a combination of a Weeks Dye Works and DMC. I am out of a couple of the Weeks Dye Works, and so I had to sub in more of the DMC than what's called for, but because I'm out of Flatfish and Bee's Knees, I think, are the two that I'm out of. So I just pulled the DMC so you could see all the colors. So we're going to start with, this is 40 count parchment from Weeks. I don't have any 36, and this is not the Zweigart base. This is the old base, but it looks something like this, and those are your colors. So I think it looks good on there, so that would be a very good choice. All the colors show up. This was, surprisingly enough, not an easy one to find fabric choices for. If you went too dark, then the darker colors like the Dirt Road and the oilcloth tended to not show up, and even this DMC color. If you went too light, then you lose this color. This, I think the ecru is on the inside of things, so it's not an issue. If you go too gray, then you lose this one. So it was not necessarily the easiest to find fabric to go with. The second is an 18 count Aida. It's Properly Primitive, which you all know is one of my favorite colors. It's got the green and kind of the rusty color in it, which I thought would look good. And all the colors show up nicely on there. I've got to order more. I'm out of, I think, I have very little left in 40 and 36, so I need to order some more. So there's that. I have a new fabric in from Access Commodities. It's a 38 count, and it's called Wayfarer's Cloak. And I'd call it a nice grayish. So it's kind of gray, kind of beige, very neutral, lovely fabric. And I think all the colors would look good on there also. And I think they'd all show up fine. So for you who are afraid to do 40, maybe 38 would be a good choice for you. And last but not least, I have Sand Dunes from Seraphim. And it's pretty close to the parchment color. This is a 32 count. And it looks like that. So I think any of those would do ya. I do. So that's what I have for the chart of the week. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a great weekend. We had the girls' birthday parties yesterday. Aunt Emma and Addie, their birthdays. Emma's tomorrow. Addie is a couple days later. So we had their birthday party yesterday, so we were over there. And Saturday I worked. So today I came here. After this, I have a meeting to go to, and then I'm going home and finishing laundry. So it's an exciting day in the McConnell household. Anyway, I hope you're going to have a wonderful week, get some stitching done, and I will see you next Monday. Bye.